What's up? I'm Mohawk Matt. You already know my story, but now I want to hear yours. What's up, everybody? This is Mohawk Matt from Sullen Clothing. This is our second episode of Brick by Brick. I got such a good guest today. I'm going to introduce him in a minute, but we want to take the time to thank you for cruising through and checking us out. There's so many podcasts out there you can watch, and we're just really grateful that you took some time to spend with us and our family and listen to our show. It's a different type of show. We want to talk about change and inspire people that can come from the bottom and build themselves back up. Now today, I got the Dos Equis guy, the hardest working man in the tattoo industry, Robert Foe, and I'm really excited about bringing him to you. How's it going, Robert?
What's up, Matt? It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for coming on, bro. It's an honor. I was super nervous about even interviewing you.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, I'm a big fan, bro. I'm a fan. Every time I see you at the conventions, you're always happy, but you're always like, you're moving and grooving, and you work so hard, bro.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration to so many people out there.
Well, thank you so much, man. And it's an honor, like I said, to be here. And man, I'm such a easygoing guy.
I know.
I
know every time I see you, you've always got a smile and a handshake and a hug for me. It's great.
Yeah, I always trip out when people tell me that, like, hey, I get really nervous to talk to you, whatever.
Well, I think that there's so many guys from like our lifestyle that have just become such a good example of change, and like we look up to you. Like I look up to you. So many other people do. You know what I mean? You've got, bro, you work so hard, bro. You build stuff like an empire, you know what I mean? And it's just so awesome and inspiring to watch.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. So tell me about growing up. Tell me about young Robert. I mean, you grew up in Cambodia, correct?
Well, no, I was born in Cambodia.
Born in Cambodia.
Yeah, and then we left when I was about 2 years old because of the war, after the Vietnam War ended. The Communist Party of Cambodia kind of came and took over the whole country, so there was like a genocide that happened, and we were able to escape and, flee the country right before that happened.
Okay.
So I was about 2 years old, and my parents, they fled to France.
Oh, wow.
And took me and my sister, my younger sister, she's about a year or two younger than me, and we escaped and went to France. And pretty much we grew up there, and, we were supposed to go back to Cambodia once the war ended, but it never ended. But by the time I was 10, my dad, he was a teacher in Cambodia, and he was studying in France. And then, since we were getting older, he was like, hey, the U.S. is supposed to be like the better place for, to raise children, for education. And then that's how we ended up going to California.
Now let me ask you this, because I'm curious, because my mom speaks French.
Oh, no way. That was my first language.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So can you speak it good?
I have the accent, but I lost, because I don't speak it no more. Bro, but my accent is still there. So if I ever speak to your mom, she'll tell you.
Oh, my mom speaks fluent French.
Yeah, if I have a conversation with your mom, she's going to tell you, like, man, it's accent.
Wow, because it's one of the languages you can say something horrible, but it sounds beautiful. There's like nothing you can say that through that language, it sounds ugly.
Yes. So,
am I right?
Yeah. So in France, the main thing is the accent.
It is.
If you don't have the accent, people will make fun of you. You know what I mean?
Really?
So I had the accent.
So you got it down.
Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking with her.
Oh, bro, I'll have her talk to you, because she learned it. In high school for my mom, growing up in LA in the Valley, everybody is taking German or Spanish. And she's like, no, I want to learn something cool.
Yeah.
So she just chose as her elective French.
That's funny, because in high school, I took French. And I used to laugh at my teacher, and she hated me. I used to correct her, because I used to laugh every time when she's tried to teach. And I tried to explain to her, but she didn't like being corrected.
Because you were teaching her the correct way.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand with a lot of stuff in school. I had a similar experience with some of the stuff they teach you about where we come from and all that, like Christopher Columbus. And I remember, I just regret telling my teacher anything. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Okay, so you guys moved to LA.
Yeah, we moved to El Monte, right? We had
Gabriel Valley, all right.
Yeah, so we had, a family that petitioned for us from France.
Yeah.
And in 1981, I think was the year that we went there. And we just lived with them there, But my parents, they were not used to you know, like they didn't know nothing about, you know, LA or California. They're just excited to be in America, right? This, you know,
For the better possibilities, they're just happy.
yeah, you know, us going to school, you know, them being entrepreneurs. Yeah. They ended up, you know, like opening a donut shop.
Yeah.
And they tried the clothing factory thing. My dad was very like entrepreneur. You know, so I think I got that side from him. But you know, when we got there, bro, it was just like, you know, this is El Monte. We lived right across the street from Fletcher Park. It was all gang territory.
We're talking. So you guys are you're by Flores.
Yeah, Florida, yeah.
See, I know. I was growing up in the system. I know the areas. Yeah.
You know, we're kids. We're little. We're 10 years old. Don't know nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like.
But 1981, that's the era when like people today don't realize that those times through the 90s were extremely different than even the gangs and the street life today.
Yeah, I didn't experience so much the 90s, but because I got locked up. But in the 80s, you know, it was it's pretty rough, you know. And the Vietnam War ended a couple years earlier, right? Like, and so the country was still kind of very hostile towards like Asian people, you know. So I remember, you know, getting made fun of and people telling us to go back to our country.
Wow, really?
Doing that. Oh, it's very heavy.
So like it was basically racism. So you went through all that.
Full blown on racism. Like you go to a store and people didn't serve you, or we sat down to eat.
Yeah.
You know, they either didn't give us the food and told us straight up to go back to our country. We're not welcome.
That's horrible.
The people that were sitting around was doing the same thing. It was just like, that's what we were dealing with.
How long did that last for?
We kept moving around because I kept getting in trouble, you know, like, because every time when people made fun of you, you know.
Oh, you fight back.
Yeah, you fight back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But there was not my parents' character to do that, you know. When people made fun, like they leave.
They just turn their back.
Yeah, they turn right back or leave, or bring us, hey, come on, let's go, you know, we're leaving. But, you know, it was just me, you know, that was like, you know, I saw the hostility in me, you know, because of that. And I think that started building my character growing up, you know. So we had to live, you know, from El Monte. We lived everywhere, bro.
Okay.
Like you name it, we lived.
All over the valley, all the way around here.
Yeah, Fontana, Ontario, Rosemead.
Yeah, you did the tour, Orange County, IE, LA.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Victorville even. Like,
no way, you were a guy, bro. Damn. Okay.
So I felt like, I don't, you know, I mean, Roland Heights was my high school.
Okay. All right.
But from there, it was just like everywhere, you know.
Wow, right on.
Yeah.
So like you dabbled in the street life, gangs and all that stuff on the streets, correct?
Yeah, so I felt like, you know, all this fighting and all this aggression, I guess it just kind of led me to eventually, you know, I think it was inevitable, man.
Yeah.
You know, to, you know.
I agree with you. Sometimes some of our choices, it's inevitable. Our attitudes and our anger might play a part in it. Yeah. I had a similar thing where I didn't want to be the only white boy with all Mexicans where I grew up. So I had the attitude where I'm going to be better than you. If you're going to treat me this way, so I'm going to beat you at it and I'm going to be better than you.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me I can't be from the gang or by proxy, I ended up doing it and I realized I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. So and I feel like, you know, with everything that happened with my story, you know, it was bound to happen.
Bound to happen, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, and once I started, you know, joining a gang and everything, it became just, you know, one thing about me, like if I do something, I go all in, right?
Because like how you
over to it or bad, like I went all the way out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, it just led me to fighting a life sentence at 16 years old.
That was my next question. So obviously led you to jail, correct?
Yeah. So
wow.
I served time before that in juvenile hall. I did like 30 days. I got expelled from junior high school for carrying a gun in school. I got expelled from the whole Ontario Montclair district. Yeah. We had to move to another district that would accept us.
Yeah.
Committed a bunch of crime, burglary, robberies, got in trouble for that, did some time. And then, you know, the last one, you know, was, you know, life. You know, they were trying to add a bunch of counts, you know.
And that's the era where they were over-sentencing people, enhancing you on top of enhancements, correct?
Yeah. Well, I was one of the first one that got charged with a new, I guess, law.
Yeah.
It was 180, is it 186 or something like that, or
186 or right below 187?
Yeah, it was like a street terrorist,
I remember that.
very first one.
Okay, I remember the Street Terrorist Act. Yeah, and that's when they started to be able to arrest you for a conspiracy.
Yes.
If they thought a group of you were about to hurt or kill someone, you could get a life sentence for the thought, the conspiracy.
Yeah, so I got convicted. Yeah, so I was the first person to get convicted. Well, me and my partner, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, it was I don't know, man. Just
So you went in on that charge. How long did you end up doing, if you don't mind?
well, they reduced the charges.
Yeah.
I took a plea bargain for 14 years, and you know the judge felt like I didn't, you know, we were too young to do life, and you know we didn't have an attorney. We had like a, what do you call
Public
it?
defender.
Yeah, public defender. So you know we listened to him and signed up for the 14-year.
Yeah.
16 years old, and I had, you know,
So they tried you as an adult. They tried you as an adult?
yeah, the trauma is adult. I was the M number. I was YA, YTS. I was the only place I was allowed to go.
Okay, so for a second, let's talk about YTS. That place, I've never been there myself, but I've heard it is one of the most scary places.
Yeah, that was probably like the worst 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Like one wrong move in YA and you're stuck on, what do they call it, the level or whatever they call it. There's like a certain term they use there where you do one wrong thing, you're never out of it.
Yeah.
You could be there for 10 years or 2 years, but you're stuck in this group forever.
yeah. You know, I did 2 years there. I was an M number there, so I was supposed to be in prison. And it was nicknamed Gladiator School.
Gladiator School, yeah.
And it was, you know, it's no longer there anymore, right?
They shut the whole thing down.
All the people that
All the
died,
abuse and
and stuff. Yeah. But that's where everything kind of opened up for me, for the good and the bad. I feel like those 2 years really, I saw everything, went through a lot, and you know what I mean. The stuff that people talk about, you know what I mean. It's real. You know, you get to experience everything.
Yeah.
See everything, hear everything, and
Well, there's never a dull day in YA either. There's never a dull day. I mean, I've had friends who've been there and they say like you're fighting sometimes twice a day on site with people you don't get along with. You don't get the opportunity like in prison where we work in groups, to race groups, to gang groups, we stick together. But in YA, it's like you're with your homies and that's it, huh?
it's still like you're banging in there.
Yeah, it's like you're on the street. Yeah.
But right, I mean, you see people get, you know, killed all the time, get stabbed. But you see, like, you know, the staff.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything, man.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah. So probably the worst place I've done time at, and really I came to realize, you know, well, actually that's where I found tattooing.
So in YA. So you never made it to California State Prison. You did all your time YA?
I did YA for 2 years, and then when I turned 18, I went to prison.
Now, okay, so that's a different culture shock as well, huh?
Yeah.
If you guys have your own car, I have a bunch of homeboys that were Korean and Islanders. The Asians, a lot of people don't know this, but you guys have a humongous car in the system and they're strong.
Well, back when I did time, we were the smallest.
Really?
Well, we were.
I keep forgetting you're in the 80s. I was the 90s.
Yeah. We were like the smallest car, you know what I mean? It was just, but I feel like we were the most respected as well.
Because my experience, every time I've been through the county jails or prison, the Asians, they're all together. They're always laughing. They have a great time. And like you said, you might be small, but you're strong. Nobody really messes with you guys.
Yeah.
But again, like my best, like I said, I had a bunch of friends that were Korean and some Islanders, and bro, they're always having a good time. They were always happy to see me, even though I was a white boy. And there was never like a lot of the stuff people think goes on in California prison. I mean, it does, like you said, there's violence, there's bad stuff, but there is some good times that we have with people. And it's usually with people that the world doesn't think we would.
Yeah.
They think that we all hate each other in there, but there's a lot more good times than they give us credit for, you know?
Well, you do learn to, like, you know, kind of stick with each other, especially, you know, your people, you know? I mean, YA was kind of like just
a cluster
crazy. Yeah. But then when I went to prison, I was actually really scared to go to prison because the stories you hear and everything. But then when you get there, it's like, oh man, this is way better.
Bro, dudes in prison were worried about going to YA.
Yeah.
They were happy they missed it to go to prison.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, this is actually cool. He's not this like older people that school you, that teach you, that you learn from, that take you under the wing. You know, so it's like, so my time, I feel like from 18 and up was so much better, you know.
And were you all around California, or did you stick to a couple?
I went to Chino, and then I went to couple places, but I did most of my time in Mill Creek.
Okay, all right.
And then after that was, I think, Solano or Soledad, one of them. It's been so long ago. You know?
Solano's small, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So back then, like Mill Creek was like it was kind of heavy duty, right?
Yeah, it all changes. Every year the prison.
So during that time,
Well, it's a level 4. It's a level 4 prison.
yeah. So during that time, I remember everyone was making fun of Pelican Bay.
Really?
Yeah, Pelican Bay was,
And now that's like,
and now Pelican Bay was like supposed to be like
yeah, it's the scariest place you don't want to go to. It's like where they send you to forget about you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so you started picking up, wait, first, how did the family do when you were in prison that long? How did your family survive, or did anything traumatic happen with the family?
Yeah, my parents, they went through a lot, you know. They got divorced when I went in.
Yeah.
And then that's okay. My mom ended up remarrying. So, you know, my stepfather took care of her. And, you know what I mean? They just, they did their thing. They did the best that they could.
Well, I mean, not to pry too much, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but what do you think? Because I know for myself, my behavior puts so much stress on my parents that I'm shocked they're still married.
Yeah.
Do you think like what you did maybe kind of contributed to the stress in the family?
Yeah, 100%. Everything I did, like, I kind of destroyed the American dream of us, you know what I mean? Because they're such, like, my parents are such, you know, positive, good people, you know what I mean? All about education, all about
Working hard, good.
you know, and here I am kind of ruining their dream, you know?
Yeah.
And they expected us to be like, you know, doctors, lawyers, or stuff like that, right? So, and we ended up just, me specifically, in particular, you know, ended up just a troublemaker.
Yeah.
So I know I disappointed them, you know?
Yeah, I do the same. My dad still isn't over it, bro.
Yeah.
No matter how good I get, he's still, he has that look in his eyes and he brings it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So you learned best. So then you went in, you started picking up tattooing in prison.
Yeah, I started picking up tattooing in YTS right away.
Okay. What, doing the what do you call them? Just poking?
Not poking, but with the guitar string and the machine.
Jolly Rancher and pancakes?
Yeah, because I mean, you started seeing like all these guys come out with like, you know, all this amazing work.
Yeah.
And it was just, man, I got into it right away.
Really?
Just immediately start seeing everyone were just coming out with back pieces, sleeves, and some amazing.
And when you got to prison, I would assume it probably became easier because of supplies and your supplies, you could actually accumulate better stuff.
Yes, it became better. You know, you got, you know, the CEOs that work with you now. You got people that, you know, are in charge of just setting things up. And it was a lot more organized.
Yeah.
The ink was, you know, Indian ink that was easily.
Because you remember the art catalog? There was an art catalog where you could actually order a set of Higgins ink that was pigment, had enough pigment ink where you can, the guys where I was were doing kill on color, ordering the Higgins ink from the Dick Blick art catalog.
No, we never had that.
Oh, we had it when I was there. Dudes, it was a hack. They found a way that they didn't, you buy it as a stamp collection, you get the stamp pad and the stamp with it. So this Higgins ink, you had a full set of the 12 colors on the spectrum, whites and blacks.
What years did you do?
Oh, I started in like 96, on and off, so all the way through 2013.
I got out in 95. So
Okay, all right.
I was an E number, you know?
Okay.
So my time was like 89 to 95.
Or, yeah. I had a couple, I had a K and a F. Yeah. Yeah. So, so you're picking up tattooing, it's getting better and better in prison?
Yeah, it got better. I felt like prison really like helped me in everything I wanted
your
to
craft
do with my art. Yeah, because you know, so many people supported the artists there. You know.
Oh, even the guards love. The guards will buy work from half those guards. And now, mind you, a lot of us, we're not crossing boundaries with them, but you're civil with them because you live with them. Yeah. And the guards were known. Where do you think all those tattoo guards get their artwork from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we had, you know, I mean, just for the fact that it was so big, you know, your attention to, you know, doing what you did.
Yeah.
And it kept us alive, you know, it kept feeding us and kept, you know, being busy, and that's how we survived pretty much.
Yeah, I know, I understand. Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I found tattooing because it saved me, you know?
And I'm sure all your homies are grateful too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, having your canteen and, you know, missing people's work. And, you know, I felt like my studying in tattoo art was really built.
It's where you honed your craft.
Yes.
Right on, yeah. So you got to about 95, correct?
Yeah, I got out in 95.
Now, when it was time to come home, because this was a problem for me, how did you deal with it when you found out you were coming home? Did you know? Did you have a date approaching?
We had a date, and I feel like all the way from 6 months to when I got out, I didn't want to get out.
I went through the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to get out. It was just like, it hit me, you know, and I was like, wait, like I'm coming out? Like, no.
Yeah.
What am I going to do, right? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any skills. I don't have anything, no high school diploma.
Yeah.
Where am I going to live, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was a scary moment. And all the way to the end, I was just nervous about getting out.
Yeah.
And I kept calling my mom, kept calling my friends, like, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, you know? So I was like a mess, you know, in my mind. And
I went through this thing with my roommate where like I was so messed up because I hadn't really changed. I hadn't done the process to stop doing drugs and work on myself. And my attitude was still so bad because I got involved in as much as I could because I was scared. I didn't want to say no because I thought something could happen to me. I was so scared that I did what I was told and I added more onto it. And I remember there was a moment where me and my roommate made a plan where I got hit what they did. They reevaluated my points one day.
Yeah.
And they shot me to my counselor and they were like, hey, Matt, you should have been home 6 months ago. Pack up your stuff. You're on S time. You're going home.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting goosebumps. It's sad. But I was so scared, Robert, that I went back to my roommate and I was like, I don't want to go home. I made a knife. We were going to stab somebody. Thank God my roommate talked to me. Woke up in the morning and was crying and said, bro, go home for me. He made me flush the knife and go home.
Yeah.
I mean, I was that messed up emotionally. So I can relate to you. No skills, family's messed up. What am I going to go home to?
You know what's crazy? Like, you still remember all the terms, like S time, like, oh, he felt about all of that stuff. I try to bury all that as much as possible. Everything that happened in my past, for the longest time, I try to forget about it.
Yeah.
I try to move on, and that, you know, like when I went to prison, that's when I realized where I stood in the universe, you know, what I wanted to do, because I felt like my homies, like, they forgot about me. And then I started questioning, like, damn, why am I doing all this?
Exactly what happens.
So that's when I started to change in my head. Like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be.
It's a dream. They sell you a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Now, again, no offense to the homies, to the gang.
No offense, but
when you're in prison, you realize that your friends are different. The people that said they'd be there for you, they fall off. The girlfriends walk away.
yeah,
Like you said, my mom, bro, I call my mom. My mom drove around California every other weekend, no matter where I was. That's who stayed there for me.
yeah, exactly. And your family is the one that really.
And there's also the stuff that the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is real, man.
Yeah.
And that moment of change, I think, really pivoted everything out.
It's like a light that goes off. It's a moment where you know something has to change.
Yeah, and it's just you. It's just you.
Yep.
And your family. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, right on. Okay, so now you're out. How did the transition slide into you coming out? So you obviously made it home.
Yeah, we made it home. It was probably one of the awkwardest moment.
Yeah.
You know, like from getting released from dropping you off from the bus to your car to get picked up. It was like,
You had a family pickup?
yeah, my family drove all the way north, wherever that was. Yeah, like, you know, I got picked up at, and it was just like, it was an awkward walk. I remember that feeling was so like
Overwhelming?
overwhelming, and I was walking on air, you know. It took forever to get to that car, and I felt like, oh my God, like,
Did you stop at a gas station on the way home?
stop.
Did you get tripped out? One of the worst things I remember was realizing how many different types of soda there was. It scared the shit out of me, Robert. There was 7 different Cokes, 7-Ups, Dr. Peppers, root beers, Pepsi. I was, whoa, AM, PM scared me.
Yeah, it was just a weird experience in the gas station, going to Walmart, going to the restaurant. Like, they want to, you know, they took me so many places, but I wasn't into it. I was just like nervous. People just able to walk around you, run, like, just, you know, going to Walmart looking for like the out of bounds signs, you know. See it.
You for out of bounds. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, and everyone just running everywhere. I was just like, oh my God, just so paranoid. I just wanted to get out of there, you know.
And there's probably, for me, like a lot of people around me at one time that weren't who I was supposed to be with freaked me out.
Yeah.
I remember grabbing I think payphones were already almost out, but I grabbed a payphone. One of my first thoughts was, am I allowed to use this phone? It was just everything like little simple like that was important. I washed my boxers in the sink for like probably 6 months.
That's what I did too.
Bro, shower shoes in my own shower. My mom was like, dude, stop. I'm making Folgers. And my mom's like, can we go to Starbucks? Can you stop this?
Yeah. Oh man. waking up early, folding my bed, getting
4 in the morning.
breakfast. Like,
Try folding up a normal bed.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So you came home. You slowly transitioned. Did you start tattooing right away?
I started tattooing right away, but it was more of like your homies, your friends, guitar string. Yeah, I wasn't doing it for money. Like I was just more like doing it for your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I never even had the idea of like, that's gonna be my job.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that never even crossed my mind.
Wow.
Because it was just more of like a underground thing. It was more of like, it's what we do, it's like our culture and it's not to the public. It wasn't, I don't know why it didn't cross my mind.
And then so did you came back to LA or did you go to another state?
No, I was paroled in Covina. So, so I had a parole there for 3 years.
Okay.
And all I did was try to, satisfy my parole officer by trying to get a job,
Yeah.
So I applied at all these places and nobody accepted me. So I had to find my own way of hustling.
Yeah.
I went through the back of the newspaper looking for ads and, I did everything that, that I could do,
Yeah.
Selling like real estate stuff, selling
Telemarketing.
telemarketing.
Oh, I hate that. I did that for a while. It drove me.
Oh, I did that. I had to survive. I had to. Yeah. But tattooing was just a side hustle. It wasn't even.
So did it start to turn? Did you grab onto it eventually?
Yes. It started to turn because now I noticed like, hey, my friend that I'm tattooing, he's bringing like a couple friends.
One friend.
And then their friends bringing a couple friends and then so on and so on.
Yeah.
And I was like, next thing you know, just making more money doing that.
Yeah.
Than my job. Eventually I ended up doing like a typing job that I found. And so my side hustle doing tattooing made more money.
So that starts to flip for you.
Yeah. So then, it crossed my mind like, hey, what if I open a shop?
Yeah.
That was probably the next best thing.
So did you do that in LA or did you move?
I tried to do that in LA, in Covina.
Okay.
The city, at the time, it was illegal to tattoo in Covina. So I had to go through the process of like submitting an application for, the city to kind of permit you and then going through the zoning.
Yeah.
They were charging like $2,000 for the permit. Wow. Which I didn't have. Yeah. So I kind of put it on pause and I was working towards that. Mm-hmm. But during that time is when one of my friends that I had done some time with, he got out and he somehow called me and told me that he was opening a shop in North Carolina and he wanted me to visit him. So that's how that happened. I went out there to guest spot with him to learn, and he taught me so much about the shop and,
Well, yeah, okay. So this at this time, it wasn't current like there weren't the new machines. You had like you were still running oils, autoclaving, sterilization.
100% coil as far as I remember. There was no rotary.
Yeah, there was no, but you were still having to like autoclave your needles and stuff.
Yes, make your own needles, make your own.
That's awesome.
Yeah, solder everything. You had to do it.
Yeah. So you had to learn all this over there in North Carolina?
Yeah, so North Carolina, and then I came back to California, and I was going to implement, for sure I was going to open a shop and implement what I knew and what I learned from my friend into the shop. But then fate happens, or for whatever reason, his mom calls me a week later, tells me, the cop came and locked him up.
Oh, wow. In North Carolina?
In North Carolina.
Okay.
So now his shop was left stranded, and she asked me if I can go out there to help him, and that's what happened. So I told my wife at the time, and I had a son that was a year old, and I told him, hey, babe, I have to go. This is my friend.
Yeah.
So I need to leave, and she's like, hey, go ahead, go right ahead, do what you guys.
So she didn't come with you. She stayed here.
She stayed.
Okay.
Took care of our son. So I left them, go to North Carolina, thinking I was gonna be there until he got out. And I didn't have any expectation, but I thought it was going to be quick, I didn't know I was going to be there for a year.
Yeah.
So I ended up staying there for a year to help him out. And you without my wife, without my son.
Wow. And you turned this shop into a fully functional running shop.
Yes. I had to learn piercing. I had to learn how to do color. I had to learn.
So you just on a fly did piercing?
On the fly, bro.
Oh, wow.
So I helped his shop. And then finally when he got out a year later, I was like, hey, man, here's everything, and I'm leaving. I'm going back to my family in California. And he was like, hey, if you want, since you did that for me, why don't you, I'll give you half the shop, for you and your family if you guys want to move.
Yeah.
So I called my wife and I was like, hey, do you guys want to move? You know, because
Yeah.
she's giving us half the shop. And she was like, hey, sure, you know,
Yeah.
I'll go out there.
North Carolina must have been nice too. It's a whole nother vibe out there.
It's different. It's
Yeah.
very country. Like there's hardly anything there.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, and the culture and the people are, man, so welcoming.
Yeah.
So good to us.
It's on the East Coast, correct?
It's on the East Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
So that's how I ended up partnering with him, and that shop was called Skin Design.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and how long did you stay out there for?
I stayed out there for about 6 years, and things kind of took a turn, and he eventually wanted me to buy him out.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then now I own 100% of Skin.
Now, is this where the notorious, your flash book, your notorious flash set comes into play?
Yeah, well,
Tell me about these pitbulls.
well, I did flash with the color flash.
Uh-huh.
You know, I did that there, but then when I moved to Vegas,
Okay.
is when I did my notorious pitbull flash.
Yeah.
And that kind of helped save me, you know.
So tell me about this though. You just basically printed up all of these amazing pit bulls, like flash sets, and you went viral by sending them to all these shops around the country.
Yeah, so I did that. Okay, so when we moved in 2004, we had to move to Vegas.
Okay.
I tried to open a shop in California.
Okay.
And the reason why we moved is because number one, my partner ended up kind of opening a shop down the street from me.
Oh,
After
wow.
he left to go somewhere else.
This is a North Carolina guy.
This is North Carolina.
Right down there. Wow.
And then when he did that, I felt like, man, you know, like you didn't have to do that. Why don't you just come back with
Yeah.
us? And he was like, no, I just want to move forward. And I said, like, we're competitors now in the same street. Like
I helped you. I was your friend. Yeah, that would have really hurt my heart.
so that fucked me up.
Yeah.
And then my dad got killed. So
Oh,
that
I'm
really
sorry.
fucked me up.
Yeah.
And between those two things that happened the same time, like, you know, I had to leave.
And your dad got killed. He was still back in California?
No, he eventually, like we learned that he moved to New York. So, yeah, so when we got the news,
Yeah.
you know, they told us, yeah, we found your dad, but it's too late. He already got, you know, he got robbed and killed in Brooklyn.
I'm sorry.
New
That's
York.
horrible. I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, he was living there. He had his own family.
Yeah.
I guess he got out from a bank one day, and these guys, 3 guys, followed him, you know, then jumped him, you know, killed him.
Wow. That's horrible.
Took his money, you know, so like $1,000 or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, we went out there to his funeral, and I met my half brother and sister. You know, Andy, he was my half brother.
Right on.
And yeah, from there, you know, I couldn't concentrate anymore, you know. And my mom told me, hey, move back to the West Coast. You know, she was living in California at the time. So I tried to open a shop in California, but there was a lot of politics involved during this.
Cool hoops to jump through. Yeah.
So then we moved to Vegas, you know.
Yeah.
And luckily we found Vegas. And during that time, that first year was the hardest time that I was going through, you know, trying to open a shop, because we just moved there. We don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I still had a mortgage to pay, you know, so we were behind on everything. You know, I lost my house. Almost lost all my cars. I had to hide my cars.
Wow.
We almost lost the shop, you know, because I couldn't afford it. And that's when I had the idea of doing the flash.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when the flash came in during all those struggles. So I just kept pushing.
Hustling hard.
Yeah, and I printed the flash, and then a miracle happened, man.
It blew up big, huh?
Blew up.
Brought you right back to where you needed.
Man, I had no idea how it was gonna turn out, man, but it saved us pretty much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I have to thank all the artists out there that recorded the flash and people that bought it.
That's amazing. You went viral before anybody went viral.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the outside looking in, like I said earlier, you are like one of the hardest working guys in our whole tattoo industry. Like you never stop. There's always something new you're doing. You're building, you're growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I say it's so amazing to watch. Like I remember this past weekend, we were so busy at the convention. I know you were busy. You were up all night on story feed. You're tattooing.
Oh yeah.
We were wondering if you even slept. You know, and then you're back to tattooing, pulling an all-nighter. You're back to tattoo in the convention.
Yeah. You know, we're very passionate when it comes to like expos and, you know, like giving our best, you know, competition, things like that. You know, and it started out with me just working at expos all night and things like that. Last year, me and Christina did a collaboration, and we didn't sleep. Like we stayed 28 hours straight, did not sleep. And this year, we're planning on doing it again. Except this time I was able to sleep 3 hours, but my daughter, she didn't sleep.
Wow.
So seeing that, well, my daughter and my apprentice, Nigel,
Yeah.
they didn't sleep. So even though we stayed late and I left at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
and got some sleep and came back around 12:30 or something, but they didn't. So they stayed working through, and oh man, just seeing that was
I mean, obviously you inspire all your employees. It
Yeah.
probably becomes like a competition. Can they all keep up with you? Do they consistently stay working with you?
They try, but I don't think there's anyone. I mean, if you compare, years, and this is my 36 years tattooing.
Right on. Awesome.
I'm 54 years old. I don't think there's anybody young or new that's able to
To maintain your level.
do what I've been able
That's
to do.
so awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
I have a different drive,
Yeah, definitely. So, how many shops do you have now, and how many you got, and how many are you opening up? You got a few coming up.
Yeah, I believe we have 6 or 7 shops. We have in Vegas, Hawaii, here obviously also we just opened, we expanded new one. We have New York, there's 2 there.
Yeah.
We have Nashville, there's one in Florida we're working on. And it's a lot in the works.
Now, the one in North Carolina, you end up selling that one off?
Yeah, so that one we completely got rid of it and we moved to Vegas and brought the name with us,
Okay, good. You kept the name.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kept the name. So Skin Design been around for 26 years.
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome. God, that's so many shops, man.
That's a lot of shops.
That's a lot of shops. And are you personally invested and hands-on with helping maintain all of them?
Yeah, I'm fully invested.
You're completely traveling, like you're constantly showing up and making sure these are running your style, right?
Yeah, because it's my shop, it's my name, and I do have to, you have to care about everything that happens. So I'm very hands-on with, our management team. I'm hands-on with our artists everywhere, apprentices,
Kind of reminds me of our fearless leader, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He doesn't need to be at the convention, but he'll show up, make sure we got t-shirts exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's same thing. It's his passion, it's his vision. So I completely see it. I can understand it. Yeah.
I mean, I have to because,
Well, it's your baby. It's your baby.
Yes.
It's like another child, and your passion is into it. And like I said, we all see it. Everybody around the world, we watch it. And it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so now the great thing, Merger Inc.
Yes.
Tell me about Merger Inc.
Okay, so Merger Inc. is an alliance, a company that we started with me, Big Sleeps, and Fernie, right? 2 legends in black and gray in the tattoo world. And what we did is kind of form this company to kind of take over not just the tattooing part of the industry, but the products and anything else that we haven't kind of touched, because one of the things that is happening right now is a lot of investors and capital groups are getting involved in our industry.
Okay.
And they are buying out inks, machines,
all the supplies,
anything tattoo related product shops. Yeah. So now they're coming and stepping over into our side of the business, which is tattooing. Tattooing has always been our bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
But now they're stepping over to our side, and pretty soon we're gonna be phased. We're gonna be taken over by these capital groups, and I can't let that happen, man. Yeah, we can't let that happen.
So you guys have worked hard for that,
Yeah, we worked so hard for it, and tattooing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. A lot of people don't know that. And there's not too many millionaire tattoo artists out there, if you think about it, right? So who's making all the money? If you think about that, it's a serious topic.
It is.
These capital groups, man, that's everything we're using, that's all the product, anything. So it's time for us to step into that because they step into our side.
And take it for yourself. Keep it for yourself.
And I don't hate on nobody because it's business. So now it's time for tattoo artists to get into business.
Yeah.
Right? And teaching tattoo artists that are not savvy in business. Like, hey, look, if we unite and instead of working against each other, being competitors, if we unite and create this one company and one brand, and we create all the products, and we have shops and this and that, whatever it is, it's going to make an impact, and it's going to say a lot to the tattoo artists in the world, because it's starting out with just 3.
Yeah.
And our goal is to unite everybody.
That's awesome.
So imagine, we can't sell this dream to everybody,
Yeah.
right? Because when you're talking about with just a dream and a plan, it's not going to happen. So let's start out with just us 3.
Yeah.
See where it goes.
But the action will lead to the
action, and now we have a track record. We have, all the data to be able to talk about this.
Right on. All the evidence to support it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right on. That's amazing.
So this is our movement. This is it's time for tattoo artists to come together and create something for tattoo artists, and not for outsiders.
Right on. For tattoo artists, by tattoo artists.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Merger Inc., dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so
I
much.
can't wait to see how big this is going to get. I know it's going to get big.
Oh, it's coming, man. We got so much stuff accomplished already, and we're excited. Like, we're already in Mexico.
Yeah.
We already have a shop in Mexico that we're doing. Yeah, this
Wow, right on,
man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a good way. I was going to ask this earlier, but I feel like it's a good way to kind of wind it down. This is something that I've been asked, and I feel Jeremy brought this up also. It's such a something good for me, because sometimes I think, like, guys like us, with everything we've been, if we could, well, let me just get into it and ask you, what advice would present day Robert Foe give to that angry teenager Robert back in the day, if you could look back and talk?
Oh my God, that's always a question that not just a lot of people that ask me, but I ask myself.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I've lived 2 lives, and trying to understand my old self is heavy, but at the same time, it's also inspiring, in the sense that if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Amen.
And it took a long time for me to understand that, because I've been so embarrassed about my past. I've been so ashamed. I've been so, I don't want no part of that past.
Yeah.
I don't want to even talk about it. I don't want to remember it.
Yeah.
There's a lot, it's now to talk about it.
Yeah.
To accept it, right? It just kind of helps me go further in life and be able to help other people.
That's exactly how I feel. It almost made me cry right there, because I think you're right. Number one, if we didn't go through what we went through, me and you wouldn't even be talking.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even have met you if I hadn't gone through that to get here.
Yeah.
But I agree. There's things I've done and been through. I want to, it's done. The door's
the
closed.
endurance that you have to take.
Yeah.
Right. Taking these punches and whatever life throws at you.
Yeah.
Keep going. That's the only thing. Whatever you're doing, there's no right or wrong, but just keep going. Whatever failure you're going through, just keep going. Don't quit, because you don't know what's going to happen on the other side.
Yeah, you're right.
Your past doesn't make you.
What we do right now makes us. What we do right now and how we help others, I feel, make us. That's exactly right. Go through the punches, and that's going to define us. And that's a good way to end this. And I just want to say thank you again to everybody. And Robert, thank you so much for coming out, brother. Man, it's such a great conversation. Yeah. Everybody go check out Robert Foe, Merger Inc. It's going to be amazing. Brick by brick. What's up? I'm Mohawk Matt. You already know my story, but now I want to hear yours.